Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make beads out of polymer clay. Now there are different types of polymer clay that you can get. They do have one called Crafty, I think it's called, but then they also have Fimo, and then they have Sculpty. Okay, this is my Sculpty. I bought this right here. I got from Walmart, I think, for like $8 or something, and it came with, I think, altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different colors. Okay, and it does have the directions on how to bake it in the oven, because you will need to bake it in the oven. You also need some kind of elastic cord. Okay, so I have an elastic cord here. I got this from Michael's craft store, a couple of dollars. You also need a pair of scissors. You will also need some type of needle that you can use to put your cord through your beads. Then you need something like a wooden stick with a point, or something with a point, so that you can make holes in your beads. You will need something to cut the Fimo clay, because we're going to make canes. They're called clay canes, and this is to cut the slices. And then you would need something to use to roll out your clay, so that because you will need to make a slab of clay. Okay, then you also need a clean surface that is like glass or plastic, something that the clay will not stick to. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I think I've got everything, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so you will need 2 colors of polymer clay. So I am using Fimo, and you have the lime green Fimo, and then I also have purple, which also has glitters, which is really nice. Then you will need to cut 1 package of Fimo into 8 sections, equal parts. And then you will need to take the other package and cut it in half, and then roll out 1 part, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you will make a log out of the other half. And when you roll it, to make your log, make sure that you roll it as you're going out with your fingers. So you will roll, then you will roll out, and this will make it even. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lay my purple aside, and I'm going to work with my lime green. I'm going to start out with the slab, and I have already smashed it with my hands to start it out. And then you'll need something to roll it out. I'm using a marker. So you'll just roll it out until you get the right shape and size. And you do want to make this about 1/8 inch thick. So just keep on rolling it till you get it about that thick. Then you want to kind of smooth it out so that it's like a rectangle. So you want to have the edges straight and the bottom straight. And so now you want these about the width of 4 fingers together, maybe a little bigger with your little hands, and then the length of your fist, and maybe a little bit longer with your little hands. And then just go ahead and put that aside. Okay, now you would take your other colored clay, and you will take the 8 sections and roll them out into 8 individual logs. And these are going to be a lot thinner. When you roll, remember to push out with your fingers as you roll, so it comes out even. And then you're going to want to roll them about the width of your slab. So you can measure it on there. And you want them about as thick as your little finger. So go ahead and measure, and then cut the excess off. And then smooth it out a little bit more. and put it over, and grab another piece and roll it up, make another log, thinner log, just like the one you just did. And you will do this with all 8 pieces. Okay, so I will come back when I have all 8 pieces rolled into 8 thinner logs. Okay, so now I have my 8 thinner logs rolled out, and I've got my lime colored log, thicker log rolled out, and I also have my slab rolled out. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your green log, you're going to take your little thinner purple logs, and you're going to line them up or put them snugly next to the green lime log, or whatever color you're using. Okay, then you'll want to put them around the log, line them up together like this. Hold them as you turn it over, and then put the rest on. Okay, and then you want to squeeze lightly so that they are snug up against each other. You don't want to see any of your other color shining through, so kind of squeeze them together lightly. And if you do see any green, just squeeze it together lightly, like that, very lightly. And then you're going to want to put it in your palms of your hand, and you're going to want to roll it very lightly. You don't want to lose the roundness. It has to stay round. So just roll it lightly until everything kind of sticks together. Okay. Then lay it down on your desk and roll it lightly again, just to make sure that everything is snug up against each other, like that. Roll it a few more times. Okay, you don't want any of your other colors showing through, so kind of squeeze it a little bit. And now you're going to put it up on the slab, and you're going to take your slab and you're going to roll your slab over onto it, just like that. Okay, now you're going to squeeze your slab together. You want it to be snug together. You don't want to see any of your other color coming through where the slab is. And then squeeze it together and smooth it out. Squeeze it with your hand, just like this, so that it all comes together, so that it all is squeezed together. Then put it down on your desk and roll it some more. Now, after it's all snug together and combined, you will take your cutter and you will cut it about right here. Okay, so just go ahead and make your cut there, and then you will cut there, so that you cut these 2 ends off. So go ahead and make your slice. Okay. And then do that on the other side. And this is what you have left over. So you can just put those to the side. Okay, and this is what you have. So go ahead and squeeze it together just a little bit more. Okay. Then lay it down and roll it some more. So you want to roll it and roll it until it's probably about as long as your hand, I would say. So you want to roll it out long enough so that you can cut it into 4 slices, 4 equal slices. So go ahead and cut 1 slice, cut the other slice, and then cut the last 2 slices. And if they're not completely even, that's fine, but close enough. And then you'll want to take these and put them together. Put this one on top, roll it over, and then put that one right like that, so that you have these like this together. Now what you're going to do, you will take it in your hand and you will lightly squeeze it. Lightly squeeze it. You don't want to lose the shape again. Then you will lay it down on your table, roll it, just roll it and lightly. You don't want to smash it out. You want it to stay round. So this is how we create our log. This is our cane, our actual cane. Okay, so you keep rolling that out, roll it out, and the more you roll it, the thinner it gets. Remember to roll as you roll out. Put your hands out as you roll. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and slice it here because I want to have bigger beads and smaller beads. So first I'm going to cut my bigger beads. But first I'm going to cut the ends off. Cut one more piece off, like that. So here is my polymer clay bead cane. And this is just some leftovers, so I can put that aside and you maybe use that for another project. But this is what it looks like. Okay. Kind of round it out a little bit. So now what I'll do is I'll take my razor blade, because I like to cut thinner slices with the razor because it cuts it out smoother. And I will cut 8 different slices. Okay, so, and I'm going to make them this size, and then after I cut them, I will roll it out some more to make the smaller slices. So I'll make these even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now I have my 8 slices. So I'll take them apart and lay them down. Smooth it out a little bit, make it rounder. Okay, so I'll finish with these. And now I'll take my roll again and I'll roll it out more so that it makes smaller beads. Okay, and remember that you do want to make it even. Now I don't want all of this to be the same size because I want to try to keep some bigger ones for bigger beads if I need it. So I'll just roll out the end over here to do my smaller beads. So I'll make this end smaller. Okay. Okay, now that I will take my slicer, my razor, and cut that end off, and then I will slice 8 more slices. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then I'll put that aside. It's my leftover, but I can make more beads out of that. Then I will take these, and these are my smaller beads, and I'll make them more round too. So just smooth them out, make them rounder. You don't want to handle them too much because you might lose the pattern. Okay, so I do have my beads all rounded out and ready to go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a wooden stick. Now this is just for making shish kebabs, but you can use whatever you want to make your holes. Now make your holes big enough so that the string can go through it easily with a needle. So I would just take one of my beads and I would stick my stick through it like that and turn. I would turn as I do this. Now pull it out and then go to the other side and do the same thing. Stick it in there and turn. And that way I have a big enough hole to put my string through. So then I would do that with the other. Now you can, if you want, you can put it like this, but it comes out a lot nicer, I noticed, when I put it to the side. So I put it in there and I would just turn, pull it out, and then go to the other side, do the same thing, just turn as I do it. And then I have a hole right there. So I will do this to all of them, and then I will preheat my oven while I'm putting the holes in here. I will preheat my oven. Now with Fimo, it says 230 degrees for 30 minutes. Fimo takes a lot longer to bake, but it does come out a lot more sturdy than using Sculpey. Sculpey is 275 degrees for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch. This right here is 230 degrees for 30 minutes. So, and it comes out a lot sturdier. So I like Fimo, but I do use Sculpey sometimes too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven for 230 degrees after I put my holes in them, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I have all my holes in my beads. I'm going to place these on a non-stick pan and put them in the oven and bake them for 30 minutes. And when they're done, I will take them out and let them cool for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll finish our bracelet. Okay, so now we're going to bead our beads, and we will use the fashion cord. So I have some that I've already cut off. This comes in different colors. It has white, it also has blue, purple, and I think green. Okay, so I've already cut off a piece, and this is about 1.5 feet long. So what I'll do is I'll take it and I will put it in my needle. Now, if you don't have a needle, you can maybe use a hairpin or something, find something to put it on. It's a little bit easier if you have a needle. And then I would just tie the end together, tie the two ends together, and grab it so that they stay in place. And just one knot is fine for the end. Just put a knot, and then you will start stringing together. Now, the way that I measured this, the way that, as I mentioned, it's about 1.5 feet. Now I will just start stringing, and I will make sure that I don't let my beads come off the end of my string while I'm stringing. And I'm going to alternate. I will use big, small, big, small, big, small, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead with one, and then put one, and then one, one, and I'm not really sure how many I will need, so I'm just going to do this until I think I've got enough, and then I will measure it on my wrist. So let's put a couple more. And I think that might be, let's see. No, I'll put a couple more. Let's put this one and this one. Okay. Okay, and that should be about the right length. Yeah, that's good. Because I don't want it real tight. Okay. Now I will take my string and I will tie it together, and I'm going to put about 4 knots. So hold it tight, and then tie it, and then tie it, and I'm going to put one more just to be sure. Okay. Oh, that came undone. So put one more. There we go. And then I will take my scissors and cut off the excess string. And there we go. There's my bracelet.